morning. Happy New Year. Yeah. Yes. Yes. It's okay. Stop chasing it.
We need to download for us. Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
Happy
New Year.
And good morning. Welcome to the Auburn Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, located on occupied ancestral land of the Muskogee Creek Nation and in a building constructed by newly freed, formerly enslaved people. I'm Sylvia Rogers, and I am part of the Sunday Services Committee and conducting the service today. So there's not like the big crowds haven't arrived yet. But I think we're going to have a super informal, interactive service, so I hope you enjoy this. Some of us are bringing our best selves to this space, and some of us are bringing our struggling selves, including pieces we might be ashamed of. All of us are welcome here, and all of us are loved. Some of us already have open hearts, and some of us aren't quite there yet, because our hearts have gotten a little beat up this week and might have forgotten how to be trustworthy and open. Your heart is welcome here, no matter how bruised. We welcome you among us. All of us are imperfect, but we're here to drop our defenses and trust that what happens in worship is powerful and life-giving. Together, we affirm that this day and our being together can make us each more brave and compassionate and wiser than when we woke up this morning. On behalf of the members of the fellowship, I extend a special welcome to all visitors who are joining us for the first time, and to those of you who still feel like visitors. If you have not already done so, fill out our visitor book in the back, at the front near the greeters. You may also contact our minister, Reverend Chris Rothbauer, and minister at auuf.org, any questions or concerns that you may have. As we prepare for our service this morning, please remember to turn your phone down or off and other electronic devices to silent. So let us move into the service, willing to be authentic with each other, honest within ourselves, and open to connection in all its forms. Today is the first day of 2023, and I want to wish you a healthy and happy 2023. And today I wish for you clarity. Clarity means clearness. If you bring clarity to something, you help people. You see what really happened. In human interaction, that could mean clearing up misunderstandings, giving explanations, or learning more about others. It could also mean that you delve deeper in yourself to find your own clarity. So today we're going to do some interactive type activities to find clarity by noticing things and being observant in our physical and interpersonal environment. So the activities are based on a book by Rob Walker called The Art of Noticing. Here it is. So 131 ways to spark creativity, find inspiration, and discover joy in the everyday. So there's all kinds of stuff you can do with individuals, by yourself, in a group, all ages, everything. So I have this book up here, and if you want to look at it later, it's kind of neat. I enjoyed looking at it, and so it's based on that. One way to clarity is paying, oh, there's supposed to be the bell is rung. Can we ring the bell? Thank you. One way to clarity is paying, a double ring, is paying attention to our surroundings. Often, for special services, we have an altar, and it's usually created by Amy Kaiser and Laura Floberg. Is there anything that you may have noticed about our altar today? There's nothing on it.
That box, something.
Oh, this
But that's it.
Well, what we're going to do today is we are going to find the components of the altar. I have placed several items about the room. And our first activity is going to be a search for these parts of the altar. The components are things that help you find clarity, improve clarity, those notice things. So it's nothing that's hung on the wall. So none of the artwork is part of it. So don't take things off the wall, please. So what I'm going to ask you to do, you're going to have to you're going to walk around, y'all, is you're going to maybe team up, or you can go solo, whatever you want to do, and you can look for things, maybe organic things or inorganic things that help you find clarity. So don't be shy. Who's going to get up first and help? Okay, I've got some people. So you can team up, you can walk around, you can find stuff. And when you find something, just pick it up and bring it back. You can find things, bring it back to the seat. And you're gonna talk about why you think it might help you find clarity. So you can, whatever you think. And I put out things, but you might find other stuff that might help you find clarity. So don't be shy. And it's not going to be in the kitchen. Not the coffee. Yeah, not the coffee will be later.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Not yet.
So, you find some clarity. I see some things are already appearing. So hang on to them, Billy, if you do it, and then you're gonna
Any of that
show and tell.
goes. I think that's the.
So we got some stuff here. Well, I see people are finding things that help you notice stuff. Things that help you be observant. Things that assist you in those ways. Could be organic things or things that smell good. Martha just walked right past something. Martha just walked right past something.
I'm good at that.
I am too. I can be not so helpful.
If it's too high, I'm not going to notice it.
Okay, it's not high. If you find something, just hang on to it for a minute. Just hang on to it for a minute. I'll give you a couple more minutes to find stuff. Oh yeah, eagles are good. Okay, I think we probably have done our very best so far to find the things that can be found. I'm gonna make a short turn around the sanctuary to make sure. Hold on. Clarity, where you transparency. At least one thing's out. Give it one more second. Okay. Could be some very small things. Nothing is underneath the chairs. I can do that right now. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sit down. If you found something, you can grab it, and that's okay. Now, who would like to? So I know some people found some stuff. Who would like to go first and tell what they did? Would you like to go first? Okay. What did you find?
I found a feather
And a magnifying glass. Okay, and how does a magnifying glass help you find clarity?
A magnifying glass helps you find small things that people can't see.
That's so true. Very good. So, a magnifying glass helping you find things. Now, how does a feather help you find things?
Feather is something that comes from a bird and is part of nature.
That's true. Yes, very good. All right. Okay, very good. We have the magnifying glass. Who would like to go next with something they found and show and decide how it fits in? How it fits in with finding things. I think we have.
Here, I found some incense.
And what kind of incense?
This is sage incense, extra rich.
Yes, that is something. Sage is a plant that has medicinal purposes, and one of them is it improves your senses and enhances cognition. So after this is over, anybody who wants to come up here and give a good sniff, feel free.
I opened it up so you can see.
Yeah, open it up. Okay, Billy, do you want to go?
You can turn that on.
I found some miniature spearmint, and my thinking is the scent really sort of like wakes you up, and if you're more focused, more alert, you're more likely to catch what's around you and take notice.
That's exactly right. Thanks, Billy. Anything other things? Okay, we got somebody. Oh, okay, Lorna and then Eric.
So I found some rosemary. I don't know exactly what its properties are, but cooking is a happy place for me, and the rosemary is kind of conducive to attentiveness in the moment, I would think. Anyway.
Yes, that's exactly right. Just like mint, it helps make you more alert and it improves cognition. All right, Eric. Eric's got something here.
I need a 1 cup packet of instant coffee. We know that well, it's a stimulant. I don't know whether it always makes me notice things, maybe it makes me miss them sometimes. I kind of Yeah. But in general, it can be an aid to concentration.
Yes, because coffee beans have natural caffeine, and caffeine does increase alertness, as we know. Although if you get too much caffeine, it can have a more anxiety effect. So but anyway, go ahead. But 1 cup won't hurt you.
So Jan found this lavender chamomile tea with probiotics. So I guess that helps some people.
Yes, it does, because it helps relax your mind and helps improve sleeping. And so if you're well rested, you can notice things more and be more alert.
And I found an empty coffee cup there in the back. This would work better if it had something in it.
Okay, good, all right. Amy and then her.
I don't know if this is one of Sylvia's hidden things. It could just be something that Penelope had in the back, but it's a puzzle piece. And I feel like probably my clearest thinking is when I'm trying to solve a puzzle or try to figure something out. So whether it's one of yours or not, I think it's worthy of.
Yes, because you noticed it. Very good. Excellent. Okay, something?
Try this one. Sylvia, everyone, Happy New Year. I don't know if you would call this hidden because it was sitting right there between those two, whatever you call those. But I think you pour something of high quality and pure, like in pure clean water, in something like this. Something as valuable as this, it probably took a lot of time and a lot of effort for someone to make it and to do it. So as if you take care of it, it won't break. So it's sort of breakable if you drop it. But it also shows you how valuable it is.
Thank you. Yeah, go ahead and put that on the altar. So y'all did I miss anybody? Anybody have anything? Oh, they got some more stuff around.
Have to come up with a light.
Right, very good. Okay.
Yeah, was this part of your thing or no?
Yeah.
All right, so I think, clarity, hugely important to me is light. And so light, changing dark into light. So candles, of course, are very soothing, but clarity and light are important.
Yes, thank you very much. Go ahead, come on up, Kitty.
Well, I found the light, so I've got matches.
Oh, yes.
So that will help light the way. But the other thing I thought about with fire is that fire can also be very relaxing and soothing and calm your mind. And a calmer mind can help with clarity. The other thing is that it can draw people in, so it can bring community. And more people thinking together or being together can also help with clarity.
Yes, thank you very much. All right, we got another one coming. An umbrella.
So Patience found this one for me. It's an umbrella, obviously. It can be used for shelter protection, keeps rainwater out of my eyes, excessive sunlight, bad karma, helps keep me focused on the path ahead.
All right, y'all did a great job. There's a journal working around here somewhere, but I imagine it might have been difficult. Oh yeah, I see it back. There's a journal, and of course with the journal, you record your thoughts or draw or things of that nature to help you find clarity within yourself. So great job, everybody. Give yourself a hand. Thank you very much for participating and being observant in your physical environment. And there were some things that I did not put down, but you found things that actually were apropos of the theme. So you all did a great job. And so thank you for participating in the component of the altar search. Oh, I'm not going to call it a scavenger search because that doesn't sound good. So now we're going to move on to the chalice lighting. We light our chalice this morning with these words from Amanda Gorman. The poem is called The Miracle of Morning. I thought I'd waken to a world in mourning, Heavy clouds crowding a society storming. But there's something different in this golden morning, something magical in the sunlight, wide and warming. I see a dad with a stroller taking a jog. Across the street, a bright-eyed girl chases her dog, and grandma on a porch fingers her rosaries. She grins as her young neighbor brings her groceries. While we might feel small, separate, and all alone, our people have never been more closely tethered. The question isn't if we will weather this unknown, but how we will weather this unknown together. So on this meaningful morn and we mend. Like light, we can't be broken even when we bend. As one, we will defeat both despair and disease. We stand with healthcare heroes and all employees, with families, libraries, schools, waiters, artists, businesses, restaurants, and hospitals hit hardest. We ignite not in the light, but in lack thereof, for it is in loss that we truly learn to love. In this chaos, we will discover clarity. In suffering, we must find solidarity. For it's our grief that gives us our gratitude, shows us how to find hope even if we ever lose it. So ensure that this ache wasn't endured in vain. Do not ignore the pain. Give it purpose. Use it. Read children's books. Dance along to DJ music. Know that this distance will make our hearts grow fonder. From a wave of woes, our world will emerge stronger. We'll observe how the burdens braved by humankind are also the moments that make us humans kind. Let every dawn find us courageous, brought closer, heeding the light before the fight is over. When this ends, we'll smile sweetly, finding, seeing, and testing times. We become the best of beings. As is our tradition, we also light a candle in solidarity with those families separated in our southern border. I really like Amanda Goren's poems. I like the way she rhymes really all the times. So our hymn for today, played by Martha Long, is from the great hymnal number 22, Dear Weaver of Our Lives' Design. That we proclaim the warmth and caring of our community is by sharing our joys, concerns, and milestones. If you are joining us virtually, we invite you to type your joy, concern, or milestone in the YouTube chat box. We invite those in person to, one at a time, drop a pebble into our communal bowl during the music for meditation. Sorry, Lauren, I should have given you a heads up. I invite you, if you have a joy, concern, or milestone, to come forward one at a time and briefly share it with the microphone.
I have a joy, which is that I placed 12 kids in all-state orchestra, and a concern, which is that it's so poorly run this year that they're getting the music days before they have to perform. Some of it anyway, so far.
Still a very good bit.
Leftover pebble was dropped earlier. I have celebrations. I got a $100 bill for Christmas. I got a new bike for Christmas. And concern is over a couple of people. Oh, person we met yesterday at Tumor City in Paul. And also, if y'all been keeping up with the law, today is the day that the permitless carry law is in effect. And that could impact a lot of people. So I raised those concerns this morning. Thank you.
I have a milestone. I started arranging things in my house. I mean, it's huge because I've moved, I don't know how many pounds of stuff, literally pounds of stuff, and I'm on a roll, which is great because I got to keep going because it's still too crowded.
Very good. Thank you to all who shared joys, concerns, and milestones this morning.
Hold on a second.
Oh, sorry. Back up.
I got one of each. Great concern, Carl Backman texted me this morning and he has COVID.
Oh.
Yes, that wasn't exactly what I said, but that's what I thought. I guess he'll be all right. He doesn't know how he got it. How does anybody else know how he got anything? The joy I have is, as most of you know, I work at a pharmacy, and our pharmacy gives out vaccinations. And Billy Crumpton came in, and she looks wonderful. And she remembered who I was. We had a nice little visit, and her son, Scott, I think it is, maybe we talked him into joining the choir, but seeing Billy was kind of neat. And I don't think we need to add any more stones. There's enough there for joys and concerns for next week.
I have a joy. My granddaughter Emma is in Jamaica with a friend for a week, and well, another joy is I had a wonderful Christmas in Statesboro, Georgia. The only problem was my son Rand was on the road about 9 hours. He drove to pick me up, and he drove back to take me to Statesboro. And granddaughter Emma drove me home, and that wasn't too long a drive. And then she filled my tank with gas for me. And anyway, but my concern is I saw in the obits this morning that my friend Mary Helen Peacock had died. And Mary Helen and I worked the first year I was here, which was 1978. She and I worked together, and I was saddened to see that she had died because she really wasn't very old. But anyway, okay, that's it.
I've got a joy that I got to see a ton of loved ones this week. Mom and Dad flew down from New York, and I met them in Huntsville. Got to see grandmommy, cousins, and their new baby, and a whole bunch of folks. It was really awesome. And I didn't realize it, but I have a milestone this month. I am 10 years since graduating college. Holy cow.
I just thought of another one. My son is engaged.
To Sydney. The city?
Sydney,
Okay, not the city in Australia.
not the city in Australia.
Just me. Well, thank you all very much who shared their joys, concerns, and milestones this morning. These joys, there were not any considered in advance. That's just reading automatically. I should notice that. May all the joys, concerns, and milestones of this community and those shared aloud and those held in silence be received into the care and concern of all present. So the introduction for the offertory, the words are by Reverend Heather Christensen. Unitarian Universalism is a grand vision of a world filled with peace and joy, love and justice. That vision is embodied in a few large congregations, numerous mid-sized congregations, and many, many small congregations. No matter its size, every congregation depends on each of its members. Each one of you, by your commitment of time, energy, and resources, helps make that grand vision real individually and together. To make a donation online via PayPal, please visit auuf.org/donate. If you're writing a check, make it payable to AUUF with a note on the memo line about whether it's for the offering or the pledge, and drop it in the offering bowl, or mail it to P.O. Box 669 Auburn, AL 36831. The offering will now be gratefully received. Lorna playing meditation.
That's not it. I'm sorry, I'm having technical difficulties with my page turn.
you remember, was finding the components of the altar that were placed around the room. So we were engaged in noticing our physical environment. Now we're going to notice some things about each other. So you're going to be gaining clarity and learning about your fellow congregation members. Congregants, thank you. I knew it was something good like that. So you're going to get in some small groups and you're going to answer questions. The kinds of questions could be whatever you want, but you can ask things like, what's your favorite memory? What are you looking forward to in the new year? What did you want to be when you were younger? These sorts of things. And as you talk, and I want you to think about, what do you have in common with each other? Of course, we all have in common the fact that we are all here together on January 1st, 2023, coming together in Unitarian Universalism. So that can't be the only thing that we have in common with each other. And so I encourage you to reach out and sort of hang out with somebody maybe that you don't know that well. You know, maybe you've not seen them very often. And so we're sort of going to be building sort of like a group autobiography, one could call it, or an autoethnography, depending on how you look at things. So we're kind of looking at little social groups. So I have some paper if you want to take notes. Everybody's up, okay. Okay, everybody's rushing to get into groups. I can see you all now. Let's do it. I'll pass out some pens and paper. You can talk about whatever you want, however you think. Just think about what you have in common with each other, like learn about things, like do you like the same kinds of food? It could be anything. I'll pass out some pens.
We could have our own group. No.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, I had done that a couple of times, 3 or 4 times, I was getting very used to it, So, one day I go up and I'm at the ladder, fast and I jump over, this is a door, and it's boom, and I was just hanging with both hands, and one was still on the ladder. But it was like, so, and I remember, it just like, so I didn't fall or anything. Pull yourself up through the you gotta pull yourself up through that. So
So what's the deal with that in New York? Running stuff. Is New Jersey the steps?
Hey everybody, let's wrap up, and what we're going to do is, I hate to interrupt, I do apologize. Let's each group just say like maybe one thing or two things that you found interest out, maybe you found out something interesting about somebody, maybe you found out something that you all have in common. Just, you know, whatever came out of your conversations. That's just super informal. Who would like to say something? Who would like to say something? Oh yes, okay, thanks Patience. Patience gonna go into the gym. All right, everybody. Patience is speaking.
Okay, so we have a lot of connection with Auburn University. Can everyone hear me good? No, we should have the microphone on. Laura's got it under control.
Thanks, Laura. Okay. So we have all kind of gravitated towards this area based on the university, based on teaching practice. Robert shared with us about his prison arts project, and we were pretty enthralled with his service in the community, and then we made like a connection back to New York and New Jersey. Oh, cool. All right, thank you.
Well, we found out we have a lot of former runners in our group, and Richard did have one of his favorite, I think, religious experiences here today in this service. So maybe someday he'll tell us all about it.
So we talked about moves, and we found out that all of us move quite a bit, except for Eric, who has lived here since he was 2. So that amazed the rest of us. We also talked about what we wanted to be when we were young, and it was an interesting grouping from being geneticists, center field for the Giants, school teacher, marine biologist, architect, vet, and school teacher. And then we got into most enjoyable job that you ever had. And we had some interesting ones: teaching swimming, driving a city bus, dancing, teaching dance and performance for young people. And we didn't get all the way around the group that I wish we had, because it was pretty interesting. Very good, thank you.
No.
All right. Well, I'm gonna remark. I can, yeah. So one of the things we have in common, we talked about what brought us here, and what drew us to this congregation, and the common theme was that we were all looking for something. Ended up being all different things, but that was something we had in common in this group.
Excellent.
Well, and I talk too much.
That's okay.
I want to know so much that I talk too much.
Very good.
Yes.
Y'all did a great job. Let me come down and get the microphone. I did notice that things to do with teaching and learning seem to be very common here, and since we're in a university town, kind of makes sense. This book, like I said, it's full of really cool activities. I'm going to tell you about 2 that you might consider doing on your own if you want to. One of them is called making an inventory. So you find a room, could be your office, could be any room in your house, and you just write down everything in the room. So you make an inventory of the room. Maybe not the library, right? But anyway, what the purpose of the idea is that sometimes you have rooms full of stuff, and you've totally forgotten what's in there. And so when you make an inventory of the room, what you discover may be something that you've been looking for a long time, or you could decide that there are things that you don't want anymore. And so it kind of has an interesting point, is that inventorying things makes you notice things, makes you realize what you've forgotten, and And I thought that would be an interesting thing, but I would pick a room that's not the library, or maybe books, something like that. But the other one that I thought was interesting was another inventory that you can do on your own is make an inventory of things you did not buy. So the whole idea is, even like you might want something, even fleetingly, like, oh, I really want that, but you don't get it. So think back and make a list of everything that you didn't get. And the reason why I thought it was interesting was there's a famous Austrian psychiatrist named Viktor Frankl, post-Freud, and basically he was saying is between stimulus and response there is a space. And so in that space is our power to choose our response. And so I thought, I don't know, for some reason that really kind of resounded with me. It's sort of like things that you want, but then you decide you're not going to just get it. And so in our modern times of materialism, thinking about what you chose not to buy could be a very fulfilling activity. And so I just thought those were very interesting things. And so I also wanted to thank you for participating today. And I hope you had a chance to know each other a little bit and walk around. It's not something we typically get to do in a service. So thank you very much. So please join me in extinguishing our chalice with these words by Reverend Amy Zucker Morgenstern. When we take fire from our chalice, it does not become less, it becomes more. And so we extinguish our chalice, but we take its light and warmth with us, multiplying their power by all of our lives and sharing it with the world. So our closing words today are by Reverend Michael Schuler. Doesn't want to go up. We have reached the end of this time for the gathering of memory and for letting the imagination play with future possibilities and for letting the imagination play with our future possibilities. We have enjoyed magic moments and edified with each other. Shall it be concluded then? Or will this adventure now commenced continue? Our separate paths converging, meeting, merging in this unending quest for love more perfect, the joyous struggle for meaning more sufficient and life more abundant. Is this ending to be an ending or merely a prelude to new, more glorious beginnings? I pose the question. In your heart lies the answer. So please be our guest today. I've gotten mixed up. We have to do song now.
Okay.
You all know the song. Go for it. Things a little out of order. I didn't do the written announcements. So if there are any written announcements, please feel free to come up and do them before we break for coffee. Oh, here we go.
Craig wants everyone to know that because Peter won't say it, Instrumental Jam is always fourth Tuesday. I'm just going to say it every single Sunday.
And I just wanted to point out that no one noticed that on the altar cloth, it's a calendar of 2023.
Oh, thank you for noticing that.
Oh, we only have one coffee filter left, so if y'all want to have coffee next week for potluck, we'll have to get some new ones, or we'll just have to settle for tea and hot water next Sunday for potluck.
Thank you.
Yes, and thank you for noting that next week is potluck. So feel free to come next week and bring a dish. Do we have another? Okay, so please be our guest today after the service. If you're not signed up for our email, please make sure you do that. And enjoy coffee hour.